Hello everyone, Gaming with Big Green, and we're here in Kingdom 135 of King Shot, and we're about to go into Tri-Alliance Clash. Now we're going to have some important information, so stick around to the end. We're going to have a lot of really good gameplay, and it was pretty good with the competition. They were pretty strong, and now we're currently on LAV, and we're R4 on this team. We're kind of boosting it up, so it was, you know what I'm saying, like they got second place the last couple of times they went in there, and you know what I'm saying? It was a really good battle. It was a lot of teamwork, and it was extremely fun. Now, when you do this, there's a couple things that you want to note about this game mode. It's, you know what I'm saying, there's 3 different phases when you go into this. The first phase is you're going to try to gather as many buildings as possible. You want to try to take over the first part of the map. But we'll show you that when it comes time to that. We have gameplay. But as you guys can see, they did second place, you know what I'm saying, a couple times already. Now, we finished in second, not to spoil to the end of the video. But make sure you guys stick around. We got a lot of good gameplay. And, you know what I'm saying, like we're going to point out certain things during the gameplay that you want to kind of keep an eye on. Especially if you're a captain going in. There's a lot of important information that you're going to want to pay attention to during the gameplay. And like I said, I'll point it out. I'll make sure you guys see what I'm talking about in this. So the shops are really good. The rewards are really good. So make sure you do this. Even just straight up rewards from the game mode. So make sure you guys push this in your alliance. We had about 10 people show up, 9 to 10 people. I wish a little bit more would have showed up. But again, we're kind of trying to boost the morale of this team. We're kind of putting letters out all week. And we got more people starting to, you know what I'm saying, promise to show up a little bit more. So hopefully the next time we do this and it comes around, more people will be involved. But we did pretty good, and again, we'll show you some of the gameplay. But now these buildings are important. You can see you get different scores for holding them and taking them over. That's very important in your overall score. Now I finished in 10th place. You get a really cool frame. Again, we'll show you that at the end if you guys want to watch to the end. Hopefully you guys do. And don't forget to please share, like, and subscribe. Now, real quick, guys, this right here, that's so important. You're like the transfer buildings to go across the way. You really want to be protecting them. That, you know what I'm saying, if you fall there, they're just going to come in and overrun your map. So them transfer buildings are huge. You really want to take them, you know what I'm saying, make sure you guys guard them. Now, if you're stronger, like if we had more people, I probably would have shot to go for the castle. But we were pretty much just having fun and just attacking and taking over buildings. Now, the purple team was pretty strong. They came at us. I mean, they were taking over buildings left and right. So we were basically fighting them off. We got into the red side, and I actually snuck into the purple side a little bit, did a little bit damage over there. But it's all about how you use the guardians and stuff like that. That's very important in this game mode. So when you're doing this, using the guardians is huge. You don't want to leave out too fast because they're just going to shoot right past you. And when they do that, they're just going to knock out your guardians and take the area right behind you. Then you're going to have to backtrack. So, you know what I'm saying? It takes a little bit of good eye. You kind of want to see if they're advancing. You don't really want to run up to right them. Let them come to you. And let your teammates kind of catch up to you, so that way you can knock them out. But it runs off of a crystal type material. Now that's why I said the captains, you guys got a very important job, because you constantly have to be putting people up in there as, like, if you're like R4 or like if you're designated to put the people into certain areas. Like the captain spot is going to basically rejuvenate that crystal type material that you need for when you're doing this. Again, we'll show you that during the gameplay. There's a lot that I want to point out. And it's also pretty cool too, because you can watch the battle status and watch the troops get annihilated, and watch, like, the guards are obviously easier to knock out, but again, the guards are very important. That's what I was trying to say. So this is, like I said, this is going to be a very important video, because it's real important how you do this, because you can advance, but these guardians are very important in your gameplay, because again, you want them to kind of build up a little bit, so that way if your enemy gets past one of you and get into this building, there's not just one guardian. They can easily overtake it. You want to make sure that there's at least 2, 3 guardians, 4, even 5. That would be great. So that way you guys can advance farther, and even if they get in there, you guys can send reinforcements in time to kind of block it. So the guardians are a very important part of this game. And again, especially when you're going in as an underdog, you kind of really want to utilize this part because it's going to kind of give you a little extra boost, and especially if you're trying to defend people off, it's going to be very important not to be overshot because you're just going to be chasing your tail. So that's very important. Make sure you utilize that. So right here, you guys can see it kind of goes in basically the order of how you enter. So if you enter, you're going to be first up on the queue, and then it kind of goes down based off of that. Now you can speed up your battles. That's what this map is kind of saying. It's basically saying that you can use the gems to do that. I wouldn't recommend that because you're going to need to revive, and every time you revive, that costs gems. When you send, especially when you send farther away, you're going to use more gems to send farther distances. So keep that in mind. Your gem cost is going to be very important, so speeding through battles, I wouldn't highly recommend unless you're trying to do something, you know what I'm saying, to get to a certain place by a certain destination. Now, I have used speed ups to try to take buildings on my own. I'll send 3 of my main troops. Now, that's a very important strategy. I would also recommend too, is instead of spreading your troops out left, right, and middle, just go ahead and have all 3 of your units just follow each other, especially, you know what I'm saying, like, that's going to be your best bet because you can defeat the enemy faster, especially if you have your teammates backing you. You're going to be going in with 6 to 9 people, knocking out the enemy fast and taking over the map really fast. So me personally, I really like going around with just 3 people. Like, sending all 3 queues to the same building. It works really good for me. It helps with this kind of order. They enter in 1, 2, 3, and my guys can usually knock them out pretty good. I got pretty good gear on my characters, and we were one of the stronger ones on the team going in. So, you know what I'm saying, if I can get in there, knock out the guardians, and even if the enemy comes, it kind of helps a little bit. I can get back up to the top of the queue a little bit faster. So that's always one thing to keep in mind too. If you kind of want your stronger person to go in, because if they can knock out the one person on the queue, they're going to go down to the bottom and then circle back up to the top in the queue. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're hitting this competitively, you're going to want your strongest people to kind of enter in first, and you're absolutely going to want to send your strongest formation in first, because again, it's going to go on like a how you enter type style. So that's going to be very important. Now, this function is also very important. Conscription, you can basically heal your troops from as long as you're not in battle. If you're in a building, you can use conscription to heal your troops. Now, I didn't do this during the battle, because basically, I mean, it was kind of fast paced, and we were just basically hitting and going. So again, we'll have some of the gameplay coming up. But again, guys, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. We got a lot of really good stuff coming up. We got a live stream coming up tomorrow, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Again, subscribe, keep coming back, give this video a thumbs up. But again, there's a lot of really good stuff about this. It's a fun game mode. Everyone that I just did this with had a great time. So very important things to keep in mind. The guardians are huge. You want to try to make sure you don't get overshot when you're doing this. Be conservative of your I don't know what it is, like the material, the fusion, or whatever, the little blue crystals that you get with this stuff. But it's very important, man. I like, you burn through so fast, especially reviving. And like I said, when you're sending further away, it's going to burn up more. So it's very important to do this. And this is the conscription that we're looking at currently. That's going to revive your troops from home as long as you're not battling. Like I said, I'm leaving this up there so you guys can read it as well. We're trying to make this a really good video to try to help as many people as possible. Again, we even though we kind of came in a little outnumbered, I finished in 10th place. I got the frame, really good materials. So, you know what I'm saying, the strategy works pretty good. You definitely want to be using your guardian. So let's go ahead and jump to some of the gameplay. All right, now before we start, I want to show you guys this real quick too. Now, this is my formations that I'm currently running. Now, we're literally about to kick this off, and this is what I like to use. I like to use my legendary characters, my mythic characters, especially the bottom one. I use that to kind of hold back, you know what I'm saying? That's a really good garrison characters. So I like to use that for my third defensive one. But now we're about to kick this off. Here comes the middle castle thingy. Really cool. I love this game mode, and again, this is so much fun. You got 3 different areas that come in from different kingdoms that you get to go. Well, you're one of them, but you get to go up against 2 other teams from different kingdoms. Now here's all your buildings, very important. Now you really want to try to take over as many as possible and get to your edges, because that's where they're going to be coming in at. Now you can see there in your center, that's going to be where the castle is going to be basically popping up. So you want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, like that's where all your big dogs are going to be going, and that comes in on stage 3. There's 3 stages. So you got your first part where you're going to be conquering, your second part where you're going to be trying to garrison, you're getting points for garrison and stuff like that. Very important to identify your main big buildings, and you can kind of tell them apart because, you know what I'm saying, they look different. I mean, you can see the bigger buildings are obviously going to give you more points, you know what I'm saying? So it's very simple to figure out, but you basically really want to work as a team. That's why I said it's usually really good to send 3 or 4 formations together at the same time. That's what I like to do. Again, you can play this however you want, send 2 to 1 and then cover the other side of the map with another formation. But to me personally, I find it better just sending all 3 of my formations to the same building. I feel like I have a little bit more control of what's going on against my enemy. So that's the way I like to kind of play it. But we're going to go ahead and kick this off. We're just waiting. We got another minute or something. We're going to go ahead and jump forward. Alrighty, so now battle's already started, and as you can see, it's using them little blue gems to go ahead and send to certain buildings. And I'm sending out because this is just against the Guardians. You want to try to conquer as much as possible. So we got people going out to certain areas, so I'm helping out as well. It's very easy to defeat the Guardians. My Jabel is very strong. I got to send the gear for all the people. A lot of people that watch the channel, you guys already know, all my gear is basically on some of the videos. So, but we can conquer Jabel with the Guardians, and then I can put some of my other troops like Hildy and stuff and kind of spread it out here on this phase. But once I start battling and other people start coming involved, that's when I go ahead and put all my 3 formations in one single building. But this part, you kind of want to spread out and just hammer the map as fast as possible. And again, you can kind of work together. You see that a lot of people are all just basically going in the same direction, and this is such a fun team event. Now, like, this is where I'm saying you're also going to want to have Guardians. I like to leave a couple back, you know what I'm saying, like once they start coming, I like to be the defensive side. So if I kind of see what area they're coming in on, I might leave my 3rd unit back as a, you know what I'm saying, like just right before they start coming over to kind of block. But they come over pretty fast. The purple team moved pretty quick. At one point, they were in our team, the blue side, and they were in the red side. But this is very important. This is the captain spot, what I was talking about. When you go in here and appoint captains, it's going to give you them little blue gems back a little bit faster. But you want to make sure you constantly keep going in here, because it's only a certain amount of time that your captains are going to be in there. I'm not sure, I think it's like 10 minutes or 5 minutes. It's pretty quick, they come out. So you constantly want to keep checking that. You always want to keep going back to that and making sure that you have captains. Now it's going to give you more spots the more that this goes on. So you constantly want to be going in there and throwing captains in there and letting them little blue gems build up, because again, the cost keeps going. Like I said, especially if you're trying to send long distance, it's going to cost you more reviving your troops. So it's very important to make sure you're constantly having your R4 or whoever is appointed to keep checking there and applying captains, so that way whoever's lower, that's what you want to basically, you know what I'm saying, like that's where you want to put your person. Whoever has the lowest amount of gems, when you do that, you want to check that. And if you have someone that's low, like you see right now, we have a couple more spots, so I can go in here, whoever has the lowest amount of gems, that's where I want to add that person. That's super important. So you make sure you want, you know what I'm saying, like whoever has the lowest amount, throw them in. But right here, we have enough people to actually fill all these. And again, this is going to give you a faster rate so that way you can use them blue gems a little bit more. You're going to, again, very important to constantly keep checking back in this, making sure that this is filled, and whoever has the lowest amount is in there, so that way they're getting them back a little bit faster and they can keep playing and helping a little bit more. So I just wanted to point that out. Now this is again very straightforward. You're going to basically go ahead and conquer all the guardians. Now you can see the purple team on the bottom in the top right corner on the map. They're moving around a little bit fast. The right side, they don't have that many people. I think only like 6 people showed up for them, and I think we're 9 and 9, something like that. But it's pretty close where the purple and us, but they were a little bit stronger. But I mean, we worked together really good. We got into the red side and we held our own against the purple, so it was really good. It was a fun battle. We're not going to go ahead and show the whole battle, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have a whole hour-long battle here. I just wanted to go over some very important tips and to show you guys. Now, that was very important what I showed you, so just make sure you guys pay attention to that captain menu. And again, when you're doing this, make sure you try to use your guardians. Like, don't move around too fast. Let them come to you, especially if you're battling it out. And if you're pushing forward, try to keep an eye on your enemy and make sure that they're not going to overshoot you and start working on the buildings behind you. Try to be patient. Make sure that they're going to come to you, and that way you have multiple queues and you're working with your team. You see like this group working around. That's what you're going to kind of want to do, especially if they're coming on the offense. You're going to want to make sure that you're having a lot of people going to this one building, because it's going to knock them out through the battle status map. And as you guys can see, like, I'll show you guys real quick before we end the video, but we're not going to show you the whole video, but I wanted everyone to kind of see what this kind of looks like before they go into this. Now, if you're already doing this Tri-Alliance Clash, if you're an early server like I am, you know what I'm saying, and this is just such a fun game mode. But don't forget to have your captains check that captain menu, because that is very important. That's going to be a big factor in whether your team does good, because them little blue gems are so important. So you're going to want to make sure that you're having whoever's at the lowest amount get a faster rate by going into the captain menu. And again, work together as a team, spread yourself around, and don't forget that the gray numbers, they're guardians. That's the ones that you're going to want to try to let them build up. If you see a guardian building, if you only have a building and they're only sitting at 1, you know what I'm saying, well, not gray, they'll be blue when you take them over. Once you basically take over a building, the guardians numbers will be blue, but you'll see like they'll come back over time. Like more and more guardians will build up, but just keep an eye on that. You don't want them to overshoot you. And like you see that building right there is marked 1, like that's got 1 guardian in it. Oh no, that had 1 person in it. But you want to be careful. You don't want to make sure like they overshoot you. That's very important in this. So again, I'm not going to show you the full length game mode. I just wanted to talk to you guys about some important tips. And again, you see right there how it's empty. Go back in and throw your people in this. This is very important. You definitely don't want to run out of them little blue gem things, man. It's so important to get your guys into these captain spots. So we're going to bring the video to an end. I want to thank everyone for watching. You guys have a good one. This is an extremely fun game mode. Good luck to you out there. Make sure you guys keep coming back. Again, we're going to have a live stream of Swordland tomorrow, so keep coming back, guys. We live stream Swordland every Sunday, so make sure you guys subscribe. Keep coming back for that. Thank you guys for watching. You guys take care, and good luck to you out there.